Hello and welcome to Autotelic Drive. My name is Pauline Dugald. I am a certified personal trainer, peak performance coach, and an artist. And in this video, I want to talk about connection to the self. Connection to the self is so important for us all because it results in us feeling fulfilled and satisfied and happy. But when we can't access that self within, we start looking for external validation to provide us that satisfaction, that happiness. But usually it results in finding distractions instead of real, authentic feeling of oneness, peace, content, and happiness. So what can you do about that? Well, first of all, it is the recognition that we all wear these masks. We all exist in a way as personalities. It's called ego. We have to have a personality and we have to have the ego in order to function in this space, in this reality, in order to collaborate and interact with others. We need that. And those personalities require upkeep and maintenance. Every morning when you get up out of bed, you have to remember that this is your personality and this is how you show up in the world, and in a way you need to reinforce it in order for it to function well. What happens sometimes is that this personality, based on the loose structure of ideas and values and perceptions, can get distorted, can get damaged, can get affected in multiple ways. And then we don't have connection to that outer shell of ourselves, and we haven't learned how to connect to the inner core. The inner core of our being is always solid. It's never disappearing. It's endless. It's timeless. It's always there. It cannot be affected. It cannot be destroyed. But connecting to it is the main trick. Connecting to it requires us understanding that there is something within, but it also requires us cleaning all the perceptions about ourselves that are in the way, and we acquire them throughout the process of living in this world. We acquire beliefs, we acquire mental frameworks and maps of meaning that determine our reality and make meaning out of our interactions with it. So we have to look at those maps and clean up our lens through which we perceive the reality in order to really see clearly. And that is the way to connection to the self, because it's very easy to get distracted in the physical world with all the things that are happening. There is noise, there is constant noise around us. And if we don't consciously tune it out, if we don't consciously find those moments of self-connection and self-awareness, we can get just dragged out to the sea with all that noise. And if we, like they say, if you don't stand guard at the door of your mind, then any garbage can get in. And it applies in data science. When you're trying to analyze data, you want to make sure that it's validated, that it's clean, that is applicable, that all the aspects of data are correct. But we never look at that when we are letting data into our mind. And that creates our perception and it shapes our opinion of ourselves. So when you're thinking about this concept of how do I feel better, how do I feel more joy, more satisfaction, more fulfillment, you have to first start looking where are the ways in which you're not quite aligned with yourself, where are the blocks to your clarity of perception of who you are, and what can you do to gradually resolve them, because you will always have your personality and you will always have your core being, the internal self. You just need to find a way to merge and harmonize the two. And when you do that, that is when internal motivation starts flowing through you as a way of creativity, as imagination, and allows you to act in the world out of highest intent. So sit with that and consider What does it feel like when you're just alone with yourself? What gets in the way? What thoughts start coming up? And that is essentially the point of meditation. So when you are trying to meditate and clear your mind, that's where the trapping is. You can't clear your mind. There's always going to be something floating in there. But in there, there's understanding of who you are, what's in the way, and how to resolve it. So this is my thought for the day. Please come back to this channel if you'd like more perspectives on how to see yourself more clearly, how to align with yourself, and how to express yourself more authentically. This is it for today. Until next time, and I wish you well.